Yo, what's going on, guys? This will be a new What If series. It's what if Deku uses the sharingan. Dun dun dun. Cue to the intro. Okay, that was cringy. Okay, so I think it would go like this. Okay, so in this timeline, it's gonna go. So there's a boy in the Uchiha clan, and his name was Izuku. And then out of the blue, a portal appears and transfers him to the MHA world. And he was born into that world like any other baby, kind of like being born with the mom. So life kind of goes on as usual. But now it's the part where Bakugo throws his notebook out the window. Deku's filled with rage, and he turns around and he looks at them with a sharingan. Then Bakugo's like, "Whoa, what happened to your eyes?" And then he walks up to him. He's about to punch him, but then Izuku's like, "What is his power? I don't know how I'm actually reading these, but I feel like he's about to do this." And he dodges the attack and does a full force punch on him. Baku's kind of confused, like, since when did Deku know how to freaking dodge? And he's super confused. And then he realizes that Deku might have just awakened his quirk. So Bakugo's like, "Hey, good job, you finally have a quirk, but you'll still never be better as me!" As he laughs with his buddy and he leaves the door. Deku turns it off. And he's like, "What the heck was that?" So he goes home, sleeps, eats, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so Deku encounters that slime monster. Then he activates his sharingan right before he's about to attack and is able to move out of the way. Sorry about that. I accidentally paused. So he's able to move out of the way and dodge it. Then he's like, "What the? How did I know?" And he's still kind of confused at what happens. But he can't activate it on purpose, so he did activate it on purpose because he could hear some weird noises, so he activates it just in case. Then All Might comes running and he sees Deku with his red eyes and the slime monster. He's like, "Kid, did you just fight that off?" Deku's like, "No, I just was able to dodge this, but I have this weird thing, and I don't think it's a quirk." Deku's pretty smart in this story because, I don't know. But he's smart enough to know that the doctor already said that he had no quirk, so he doesn't know what this is. And All Might's like, "What do you mean?" But then the slime monster captures him and he's like, "Oh, I can't breathe, I need help." And All Might's like, "I am here! Detroit Smash!" Blasting the giant slime monster away and putting it in a bottle. I don't understand how it fits in a bottle. But Deku passes out and wakes up seeing that All Might has signed his book. And he's like, "Wow, he did it! Yay, good job!" And All Might's about to leave when Deku hangs onto his legs. And he's like, "Please, I need help on my thing, blah, 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 blah." So they land on the building, and he's like, "No!" And then basically the same thing happens. And yeah. So Deku, he sees All Might decides to talk to him again. He's like, "Are you sure that wasn't a quirk?" And Deku's like, "Of course not. I can just feel it that it's not a quirk." So they both go to the hospital and shows like, "Yeah, Deku doesn't have a quirk. Yeah, he doesn't have a quirk." I'm sorry about that. I might have repeated some stuff. But, so All Might's like, I wonder what that is then. Then All Might gets the thought. It's like, maybe I should give him one for all. Maybe, just maybe he's strong enough. Maybe he's worthy. Because I think that he has a strong intellect and he's decent at fighting because he's able to take his own against the slime monster. So the next day, All Might tells him to meet at the beach. And they do that whole training regimen. And he's like, "Eat my hair." And all that stuff happens. So he eats the hair, and he gets 1 foot arm. And he doesn't know how to use it. But then comes the UA entrance exams. So we start off with the robots, and Deku activates his sharingan. And he's doing decent because he can actually do some stuff. Well, he's kind of running around because everyone's already being, and he's kind of timid still. So he's like, how is everyone getting so much? I didn't know everyone was this strong. And he gets maybe like 2 of them because of his sharingan, but he realizes that his sharingan kind of hurts his eyes a little bit. He's like, oh, maybe this is the downside of this. And then he sees Uraka under that rock. He's like, help, help! And the giant robot comes. I still don't know the name. I'm sorry. I should probably look it up. Comes, just like, oh, he used sharingan. He's like, I won't be able to get that high. So he's like, okay, I'll try to use the quirk that All Might gave me. One for all! So basically, he gets like the same thing. But then he awakens his Mangekyo Sharingan and flies forward with a black flame one for all punch. And he realizes, a black flame one for all punch. He breaks his legs, he breaks his arms. Actually, no. He breaks his legs, but no. He breaks his arms, but not his legs, because he has his Sharingan, which basically boosts his strength too. So he defeats the robot, and Uraka saves him. Then he gets kissed by the lady, but the healing is just a little bit faster. And Bakugo's watching, he's like, what the heck was that? Since when did he have 2 quirks? I thought he only had 1. How is he this strong? I can't be beaten by this little runt. Deku, you bastard! And he runs towards Deku, and Deku's like, ah! Sorry, that was a cringy yell. Then Bakugo is like, how'd you do that? Tell me! And basically Bakugo is just bullying and abusing Deku. Next is the races. So the race starts. Deku basically is just the same. And yeah. Then comes the ball throw. And then Deku's like, okay, I have to do this. On my arm. One for all! He throws it really hard. He's about to throw it, but then Awaza stops it. But then the black flames still throw it. So like a far ball that goes flying far. That's like on flames, black flames. Because technically, that's not a quirk. And then Awaza was like, what? I thought my quirk works. Sorry guys, I thought that I paused it. Also, just to tell you guys, he only has 2 dots on his eyes right now. But he uses Mangekyo Sharingan, his own Mangekyo Sharingan. And yeah. The Bakugo's like, oh, I thought he erased his quirk. Well, let's just make it so you have 2 tries. So Deku does it again, but he does black flames on his finger as well. So he chucks it really hard, and it goes really, really far. It goes not as strong as Deku in the What If Bakugo story, but it goes 900 meters because it went really far. So yeah, everyone meets. So it's like, is this class 1A? Is this class 1A? Oh yeah, here it is. Oops, sorry. And he opens the door. And he meets everyone, and then was like, are you the kid that threw that ball really hard? Are you the kid that also that also punched that robot? And he's like getting a lot of attention. He's like, ah! And he's about to pass out, but then Awaza is like, enough. And then Awaza is like, you're Deku, right? Deku gets kind of uncomfortable. Is like, yeah, I hear Bakugo saying that to you, but that's kind of a weird name. Is that your name? He's like, no. What's your real name? Izuku. He's like, okay. And Deku's getting kind of like sad. He's like, yeah, Bakugo. He's beating me up. And then he realizes that he can suppress Bakugo. Okay, now it's the hero versus villain thing. I accidentally skipped this in the What If Deku switched personalities with Bakugo, but I'm gonna roll with it anyways. So the teams are Deku, Uraka, basically the same. So Deku, they go through the window, and Deku, like, knows that his vision's getting kind of blurry because he was using his Mangekyo Sharingan. So he's not going to use it right now, but then just to be safe, he uses 2 prongs Sharingan, and right before Bakugo's about to cross the corner, he already knows what's going to happen. So he actually, like, he catches Bakugo off guard by jumping up and punching Bakugo in the gut before he even knows that Deku was even jumping. Bakugo is like decently far. He's like, "Ugh, how'd you do that? How did you know my position? How did you know I was about to go for that?" And then Bakugo sees his eyes. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember that dumb quirk." And he says to Deku, Deku, your quirk is stupid! And then Deku's like, it's not a quirk. And then the battle begins, and he has a sharingan, so he keeps on dodging it, and he's like, do I look like a fool? Just use your other quirk, that throws it really far. But Deku was actually doing way better than he was in the original story. And you could see through the gloves, and he saw that it can shoot things. So when Deku was about to shoot it, he's like, zzz, boop. He rounds around the corner and does not get hit by it. And then All Might's like, stop it, Bakugo! And Bakugo's like, I don't freaking care because you're a dumb idiot. And yeah. Deku's like, what the heck is this stuff? I didn't know that he had this idea to shoot his explosions. It's very, very strong. And he analyzes. That's not very. He analyzes the battle, so he knows. So he can kind of see what Bakugo's about to do. He's about to round the corner and try to diverge him by like jumping over him and then do the explosion thing that he did. So Deku gets ready and he does one for all just on his thumb, on his pinky, and he's getting ready because he'll just blast him away. So he jumps around and he already predicts it. He's like, what? And he shoots it, and then Deku goes flying into the wall. But he makes sure not to break anything. He does like 0.1%. And by a chance, he actually does it on purpose. Bakugo's like, how did he know? And then he keeps on forgetting that his red eye quirk allows him to read movements. He's like, that dang quirk, it's so dumb, I hate it. And then he looks up, and Deku is gone. Deku and Uraka have matched up, and they're charging for the thing. Lido-kun is overwhelmed, and he is trying to get both of them out. He's running really fast, but then Deku, seeing his movements, dodges it and is about to touch the bomb thing, but then Bakugo jumps out of nowhere and is about to touch him, but Deku dodges it. And he tries to kick Bakugo, but Bakugo dodges it and goes for another swing. And actually lands it on Deku, and Deku goes flying into the wall. He's like, oh! But then you see Deku, and you see a glowing red light on his middle finger. And he's about to release it. When it was just a diversion, he deactivates it. He charges forward and touches it. And All Might says, Hero Team, win! So Deku wins, and Bakugo's like, how did I lose? And he gets really mad. And then he kind of gets scolded by All Might for doing bad ideas, for breaking everything. And he's kind of proud of Deku of using one for all and is able to control it a little bit. He's like, Deku, you're doing pretty good. Deku's he's flustered and he's blushing. He's like, you really think so? Anyways, guys, that'll be the end of this video. Part 2 will be coming. And also, shout out to the person that gave me the idea. He was on Anime Junkie's Discord server. You can go check that server out. It's a very great server. It was on Discord. Also, do you have any recommendations for a good microphone? Because I do not have a good microphone yet, and I have no idea what to get. Also, can someone give me a good editing software that is also free? Because I don't have actually money to spare. And I don't want to spend money on that kind of thing. I'm just using a cheap editing software. And it's pretty good, but it crashes a lot. I'm not going to say the name, but yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is a longer video than normal. Bye. Peace.